Hello my beautiful fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. So today we'll be making this beautiful gown, and we are starting by with this fabric, the Ankara fabric, my bridal satin, my thread, my scissors, and my tape rule. Okay, so we are starting by folding our fabric into four like this. Okay, you are folding it into four because you are going to cut both the front and the back side together. All right, so let's go on to the measurements. So firstly, we are going to take the waist measurement, then the hip line measurement, then the full length measurement. The length I'm working with here is 40. So from that 40, I'm going to remove 8 inches from it, which I'll be marking 33. So I'll be using 33 for the upside, while the remaining one will be for the fancy side, as you can see on that thumbnail. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to mark out here. So I'm using length 33 for here. Then I'll go ahead to trace out the lines with my ruler. I will trace out the marked line with my ruler. My waist measurement, that's my half length, then my hip, which I use 26, then the full length, which I use 33, but the length I'm using is 40. So removing that 33, removing that 8, it will remain 33. Okay, so let's go ahead to, I will mark my shoulder measurement divided by 2. Then after that, I will mark my shoulder width, which I'm using 3 inches. Then I will mark the back measurement, the back neckline, which I use 1 inches for the back. Yes, I'm using 1 inches for the back. Then I'll use 8 inches for the front side. Okay, for the depth of the back neckline, I'll use 1 inches. For the depth of the front neckline, I'll be using 8 inches. Okay, that is basically what I'm marking out here. Okay, so this is 8 inches. I've marked it out. Then from that 8 inches, you're going to go in by 0.75. You can go in by 0.75 or you go in by 1 inch. Okay, yes, you go in by 1 inch or you go in by 0.75, depending on how you want it to be wide or how you want it to expose your body. So once you're done marking it, you trace it out with your ruler. You trace out your markings with your ruler. Now the next one we are going to mark here is our center back length, which will determine how long we want the sleeve to be. Okay, that's what I'm trying to mark here, and I'm using 13 inches from that neck measurement. I'm using 13 inches here. All right, yeah, so from there I'm going to come down again to mark my sleeve measurement. I will come down to mark my sleeve measurement, which I use 12 inches. Okay, I use 12 inches for it. Then that is where I'm going to create my bust point. I will create my bust point from that place. Then I will mark out, then I will start measuring my bust measurement. Okay, that is my bust measurements divided by 4, then plus 3 inches for the freeness. Then I head on to my waist line, the line I marked for my waist, for my half length. Then for my half length, I'm going to measure my waist circumference divided by 4 plus 10 inches sewing allowance and ease allowance. Then I head to my hip line, which I mark my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches sewing allowance and ease allowance. Then that same measurement that I placed on the hip side, I will place it too at the hemming side. Okay, that is it for this marking. It's very simple and easy to understand. So from that sleeve side, you're going to make a curve this way to connect the lines. You're going to make a curve to connect the lines just the way I'm doing here. So once you're done with that, you come down this way to mark your shoulder slope, which I use 1 inches for my shoulder slope, and I will connect it from that line down to my neck line. Then when I'm done, I will go ahead to cut out what I've marked. I'll first cut the back, then remove the back and cut out the front. Okay, so this is the front side. Now moving on to the neck design. So this is what I'll be using for the neck design, which is my bridal satin, and I'm using length 8 inches. Okay, because that is what I mark for my neck measurements. The neck depth is 8 inches, so with width of 2 inches, that's what I used. Then you get your front fabric, you get your front side, you place the design this way, you place it this way, the 2 inches that you mark, you place it this way and run a stitch on it. Then at the other side too, you place it this way and run a stitch on it. Okay, so I will head to the machine now to do it, and I'll bring it back for us to move on to the next step. So I'm done making a stitch on it. Then from this end, you're going to make a notch. You're going to make a 0.5 notch at this edge. This will help you to flip in this design inside. Okay, just 0.5 notching for the both side. You're going to notch it. Okay, yeah, this is what I notched. This is it, 0.5 this way, just a tiny notch. This will help you to flip in this design inside to give you exactly what you want to achieve. Okay, so I'll go ahead to flip it inside this way. Can you see the notching will help me to flip it inside without having any issue? All right, so once you're done flipping it this way, you're going to fold in that notching. You're going to fold it in and make a stitch on it. You fold the notching in this way, then you make a stitch on it. Okay, you're going to make a stitch. You make a stitch on it to secure that notching, to secure that neck side that way. Okay, and once you're done with that, you cut out this excess, cut the both excess, and you move on to the next one. So I'm done making the notch there. I'm done making the notch, and I will get the both front, I will get the back side now to cut out my facing for the back side. Okay, just a small pieces to cut out the facing for the back side, which I'm doing here. Once I'm done with that, I'll go and place my facing and make a stitch with it, then secure it with my hemming gum. I will secure it with my hemming gum. Let me do that and bring it back. So this is it. I'm done making stitch, then notching it, securing it with my hemming gum, and I will head on to iron it, and we are done for the next side. Okay, yeah, so moving on now, you're going to bring the front and back together this way, head to your machine and join the shoulder side. You head to your machine and join the shoulder side. Let's go and do that and bring it back. So we are done joining the shoulder side this way. Yeah, the beauty is gradually coming. We are done joining it. We'll head to the machine again to stitch the sleeve side with 0.5 inch. You stitch it round, then hold the side with 1 inch, because we added 3 inches for sewing and for ease allowance. So that is basically what we are going to do here. We'll fold by 0.5, then we hold the side by 1.5 inch. So this is the outcome of what we've done so far. Now let's head on to do the design on the downside. So for that design on the downside, you're going to measure the wideness of this downside. you're going to measure the wideness of this downside. You carefully measure it. If you have checked and what you want is exactly what is here. So for me, this is what I want. This is how I want it wide. Okay, so you check it and measure. What I have here is 51 inches. Now you're going to cut a strap of 10 inches this way. You're going to cut a strap of 10 inches this way. You see I cut it into 4 this way with a length of 10. Yeah, with a length of 10 and a width of 51, which I measured initially. Okay, that is the wideness that will cover that round of my hemming side. So for this, I cut it separate. I will go to my machine now to join the fabrics together to make it a long strap. Okay, so that's what I'll go and do now, and I'll bring it back for us to see. So I've gone ahead to join those pieces together, and I've also fold the downside with 1 inch, then leaving our 8 inches. Okay, all right, so once you're done with that, you're going to make a gather stitch this way. Yeah, so this is our gathers, and our gathers must be same thing with the measurements you got from that your downside, from the hemming of that gown. Okay, now you go ahead to secure this edge side. You're going to make a stitch to secure it. Yeah, you make a stitch to secure it this way. Then you get the hemming side of the skirt of the gown. You get it, and you start sewing these gathers. Then you sew it in. You join the both together. You might use another method. If you don't like this method, you might just leave it without joining it, then sew it, then you join later. Okay, so this is the outcome of our beautiful gown. Yeah, please, my lovely people, if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, share this video, comment, like, and turn on your notification bell, so anytime I upload any new video or any new tutorial, you will get notified. For this beautiful earring, I'll be dropping the tutorial of it maybe tomorrow or next. Okay, stay tuned for the tutorial, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.